My father grew up in a small coastal village in eastern England, the kind of place that looked beautiful in the summer, but turned bleak and gray when the fog rolled in from the moors. He used to tell me that when he was a boy, there was one sound you never wanted to hear at night, not the waves, not the wind, but the pause. Slow, heavy, and close, padding through the mist. That was why the Black Shuck. People said it was a dog the size of a horse, its fur darker than the night itself, and eyes that burned like coals. Some said it guarded lost souls. Others said it collected them. But my father always said the same thing. The Shuck doesn't hunt the wicked, it finds the lonely. The story he told me came from his grandfather, who'd been a church watchman back in the 1890s. Every night he'd ring the bell to mark the hour, even when no one else was awake. One foggy night, he swore he saw something moving through the graveyard. At first he thought it was a shadow, a trick of the mist, but then the shadow breathed. A deep, rattling breath that steamed in the cold air. When he raised his lantern, 2 red eyes glowed back at him, level with his own. Low heartbeat sound, faint growl underneath. He said the creature didn't growl or move, it just watched. And when he dropped his lantern in fright, the flame went out and all he heard was the sound of claws walking away. By morning, every pane of glass in the church had shattered, clean like a bell note ringing too sharp. And an old woman in the village died in her sleep that same night. They said the Shuck had been seen near her window. People tried not to talk about it after that, but it always came up when the storms rolled in, especially when someone went missing on the moors. Farmers would find their sheep torn open but not eaten. Horses would bolt for no reason, and travelers would come back from the marshes pale and shaking, claiming they'd seen eyes following them in the dark. One man even said it ran beside his carriage, keeping pace silent all the way until the village lights came into view. Then it vanished. But my favorite part of the story wasn't the fear, it was the mystery. Because the Shuck wasn't always an omen of death. There were people, a few, quiet ones, who swore it saved them. A fisherman once said he'd fallen into the sea during a storm, dragged under by the current. He claimed a black shape pulled him to shore, teeth gripping his coat before disappearing into the surf. When they found him the next morning, he was alive, half frozen but alive. All he remembered were those glowing eyes staring at him through the fog. My father told me that maybe the Shuck wasn't a curse. Maybe it was a keeper. The spirit of something old, a guardian of souls who never found their way home. But he also said this: if you ever walk the moors at night and you hear paws behind you, don't run, don't turn around, just keep walking. Because if the Shuck's following you, it means it's already chosen. Some say it's just a story to keep children from wandering too far. But on foggy nights, when the sky flashes white and you swear you see movement in the distance, you might remember this tale. And maybe, just maybe, you'll keep walking a little faster, not because you don't believe in the Black Shuck, but because some part of you does.